Welcome. This is Sax Francisco, clairvoyant medium. My twin sister is also a clairvoyant medium, and Ellen has become absolutely hooked on looking at the Lynette Hooker case. She has asked me to weigh in. She has provided me photos of a tea reading she had going on in her own home. I received the photos by texting. Let's go. Let's deep dive. Let's look at the truth. And the question, can tea leaves reveal the truth?
Demon face. Yeah, it's his demon face. Oh yeah, he loves to dominate. This dude loves to dominate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm feeling that I swear what he did, because I already saw it, and I'm hearing it here. He was known for saying things like, I'm going to choke you to death, or whatever it was. There's reference, and family heard him say this type of stuff. So
Yes.
He would have been known to threaten such an action. And what I'm seeing here is I'm hearing crushing me. So, and I saw it in a little vision the other day anyway in my head, where I feel what she showed me is when he killed her, they were on land. He did not kill her when they were in the boat on water. He killed her on land. And what I kind of have a sneaking suspicion of is I feel like I've got impressions earlier this week where I feel, because he's mentioned, I'll choke you out, or I'll choke you to kill you, or whatever his words were, he knows that's out there, so he would not have wanted to choke her, because he knows if you choke someone, there really are marks. So, like, he would not be able to afford leaving the body anywhere it could be found, because those marks would be there. So I feel he wasn't going to take a chance, because it was almost like, what if I can't get the body to where I want it to be, just in case, I better not strangle her. So what I believe he did was he suffocated her by holding nose and mouth, because I literally see her trying to slap his hands away, and she's trying to breathe, and I see this to be daylight. This is still daylight when she is fighting him. Crazy thing, almost like, did anybody even see her get into the dinghy? Okay, because if there's no footage of her truly, like, where's that footage? Where's the footage of her getting in a dinghy? Because that she could have been hidden. I swear he killed her in daylight. And then he stashed the body, pretending like, oh, I'm just walking ahead of her. She's going to be with me soon. Like, he just made it look so nonchalant that he's going to the dinghy because, and I think he is waiting. It doesn't take that long. He just has to, like, expire her breath. And look how petite she is. And then, swear to God, I think he bundled her up in something. It reminds me of, like, I don't know, for some reason it makes me feel like it's a food truck. Like, he could have just, as simple as whatever he did, like, I think he stashed her body in somewhere that is like, what? You got away with that? Like, just insanity. Almost like, how did he get away with that? Because, and then I think he just heads to the dinghy, and I think he just, like, he might even just go to the boat. Like, he might even just go from the dinghy to the boat all by himself at that point. That's my feeling. She's not with him at all. Not at all. He's left her somewhere covered by something. And I'm seeing, like, this white thing that's not quite a tarp. It's not quite a tarp, but he gets away with it. Like, it just blends in. And, like, she's not going to smell yet. And I think he just goes to the boat. Or I think he starts drinking there and waits a little while. And then just, like, kind of like, hey, I got to make sure it's really dark. And remember, didn't he lie about the time he left? Right? Like,
I don't know if he lied about the time he left, honestly.
Because there were photos of them having the drinks at the poolside, and that was time stamped. They were there. They were having a drink at 6:35. If you're sipping on a drink and loving it, that's a half hour at least. He said he left between 7 and 7:30. I believe that.
Well, it was still daylight when he made it to the dinghy. Like when I saw the video of him walking to the dinghy, it was not dark. I say that he does continue to go alone. She's already dead. He waits out on the boat. He really is a fish of a drinker, is what I'm seeing. So I think he pounds back 2 tall boys or something to that equivalent, like whatever his drinks are, they're tall. I want to say he's pounding back a couple of talls, and he's going to like just hang out for a minute to like collect himself. And you know what? I think he's preserving a moment on that boat where isn't this a sacred moment? Nobody knows I've done this. I finally ditched her. Like, serves her right kind of attitude is what I'm getting. And I'm just going to I'm just going to sit here and enjoy it because nobody knows anything yet. And I'm going to enjoy this little space of finally she's gone. And I think he just collects himself on that boat until he feels it's time to, like, maneuver something to go and get her.
Right.
Because, like, I think he ditched her somewhere around that restaurant. She does not even get on that dinghy.
Mm.
Unless, of course, what he still has to do, like, how does he pull that off? I don't have any information on that yet. That's a big whopper one. Like, if he does ditch her behind a restaurant, hides her for a bit, that would mean he still has to come back with the dinghy, finds the dead body again, put the dead body in the dinghy. The dinghy won't be right beside the dead body. That's on land. So, like, how did he do that? Well, because if I'm saying that, then, like, that means he's got to move the body somehow. And, I mean, he's waiting 9 hours, so, I mean, they're probably looking over his balconies all night long, look at the sunset or whatever it is, listening to the water. So, brazen, if you ask me, but that's what I'm getting. She was killed before he got on that dinghy.
Mm.
But have to find a creative way to get her. He's got to still move the body in front of people. So, not quite sure how he pulls that off, but I'm saying she's killed right then and there. Somehow, it could be as close as behind the restaurant. It could be because he just sort of, like, takes her off guard. Like, when it's sort of like, okay, let's use the washroom before we go. And he knows where the washroom is. And, okay, good. When you come out of here, I'm fucking taking you over here. Or something like that. Like, I'm not saying that it's necessarily the washroom, but it's almost like, okay, I'll meet you there in a minute sort of thing. And then he just, like, surprises her and crushes her. Like, it is so freaking fast. It's really rather sad. And I think he's actually picked her up off the ground while he's trying to do this. Like, because I feel like she's finally up against something and he has the pressure to actually crush her. He's somehow crushing her, and it could even be while they're standing up. It's so weird. Like, he might not be killing her on the ground. It might be against a wall.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, she just crumpled to the ground sort of thing. And then I swear to God, it's the creepiest freaking thing. It's like I see her drop. And I think he must have planned this out. Like, how long were they even hanging out at this place? Were they living there? Or was this like, oh, we just arrived and we don't know this place? Because I get a feeling from him that, let's say they were even there for 2 days and he knew he was going to do this, he would have known every square inch in his memory already around that place. He would have seen every freaking way in, who has perspective of what they can see. And if I do it here, what's the vantage point? It's like, that's the word I'm hearing, vantage point. What's the vantage point? Will somebody see it here? And I swear, he's such a big, burly man, he could practically get away with it right in front of people because he would cover up so well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so that's my take. I think she's killed right there. I think she's, like, lost her life right there somehow. And it's really great because when I see him on the video that starts walking towards the dinghy, there's, like, you see more of his back anyway on that camera. You don't see him walking towards you on the camera. You see him walking away.
Right.
But I swear when I'm looking at it, it is gross because the energy I get when I see that photo on the cameras on TV, it is that he's gloating. Like, I can actually see him gloating.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I actually got away with it and watched. Look I'm just walking, like, nonchalant and everything's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, getting to the dinghy before my wife. Nothing out of place here.
Right.
She's right behind me. That's what I see in his head. Oh, yeah, like, gloating. He's freaking gloating that he knows he's gotten away with it somehow. It's like, and he hasn't even moved the body yet, but he's like, well, he just wanted to kill her, so he did. That there were texts where she was pretty much telling friends that, oh, this is bad and I'm getting out of here. Like,
right.
Right? So if he saw that, look out, because he was like, oh, yeah, you're getting out here dead is how you're getting out of here. And I feel like he is that kind of person, that he really could have discovered something like that on the phone. And I just see him, his hand grabbing the phone. Like, it'd be curious, of course, like, because he has the phone. He would have taken her phone. I see him grabbing the phone. So whatever did happen, there's no phone that went overboard as in on the bottom of the ocean. He took that and he did whatever the heck he did with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what, I feel that too.
And I feel like it is like, and he would have known how to disassemble it before he tossed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there would have been a way that it would be, nobody's accessing anything on this anyway, you have the freaking shell. So if that means there was a SIM card, he grabbed the SIM card.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if there was a memory chip, he took the memory chip. But he would have dismantled it. He would have dismantled it.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, but you know what? It makes me think he kept something, though, where I'm going to hide it so well it doesn't matter if I keep it. He might have buried the phone with her. Because he can't really keep it on him, obviously. He knows that, but it's almost like, he de-shelled it. Isn't that the weirdest expression? It's almost like he took something off. So the shell, I don't know, made it look like it would have been broken apart or, like, whatever. But if he buried her, it wouldn't matter. But the phone might be with her body. Part of it. Because I feel like he did really still take part of it with him. So would I'd be curious if that texting that said she was wanting out, I would be very curious if anybody knows how many days before her murder did she send that to her friend or the daughter or whoever it was, because, wow, like, I'm almost getting, like, could it be as soon as 7 days from when he kind of, like, got angry over that, learning of it, and then just counted down to, oh, your days are numbered. I'm going to be, I'm bringing this into a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so he would have minimum 7 days before, he was already trying to, like, say, okay, this is going to happen. And how do I find the place to make it happen? So that's why I'm curious. Like, I don't know if they were brand new to the island. I know nothing about, like, what they were doing there. Other than I know they're retired, but so does he really know the island to plan things there that quickly? But or were they there for the 7 days? Because he started making the plan 7 days minimum, and it was a fast countdown.
Mm-hmm.
Very sort of like, I've decided to do it. This is going to happen as soon as I can make it happen. And then I see 7 days. 7 days and 7 sails. Isn't this something funny? I don't know if they went sailing every day.
Well, they lived on the boat, yeah.
Would he have taken her out? Because here's the thing. He started to plan. He needs to get rid of her too.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel there were 7 days, and for some reason I'm hearing 7 sails, and it makes me wonder if he was, like, taking her out and kind of going, hey, why don't we, like, check out over here, and he was scouting for where he can, like, start dumping her, or here, like, would this be easy to get into? I feel like he was prospecting, hey, do you need some sun lotion? Let's look over here. That's creepy. He was prospecting for where would be the easiest, and he was feeling it out right in front of her.
Right.
He was planning her murder right in front of her.
Yeah.
He really, like, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Oh, my God. That is so distasteful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What a sad thing, because like, I wonder what she had in her mind if she sent that texting to someone. This has gone bad. I got to get out of here. Whatever she said, because like, what was her plan? Like, we live here now, so all right, we're in the Bahamas. Tomorrow, I'm going to make my way to the airport. Like, what was her plan? Does any did she? I don't think she mentioned that to anyone, but I'm just saying that in my head, like rhetorically, what was her plan? Because if she sent that text and she's like, I'm going to ditch him, well, I would love to know in her head at this moment, like, what was your plan? Were you going to run to the airport without him knowing in the middle of the night? Like, take the dinghy and swing for another life? Like swim for it? Like, I'm not seeing what her plan was if she was like, I'm getting out of here.
Right.
But what his plan was, I know you want to get out of here. We're going to sail around. I'm going to find where I'm dumping your body.
Mm-hmm.
If he really got her back in the dinghy, back in the boat, and really had to sail somewhere to dump her, whether it's land or water, I was still getting the impression, I'm shivering when I'm saying this, it seems like if you're looking where that island is and where they were, wasn't it Hopetown or something like that, on this little jet of land that they were on? So it's Hopetown, would be a kind of like the north, east.
It is, yeah, Albuquerque.
Okay, so if he, now when I got the word mounds, let's put on record that the other day when I heard her voice in my head while watching one of the investigative reports on YouTube from people covering this, I distinctly heard her voice say, I'm at the mounds, M-O-U-N-D-S. And when I looked that up on just, Google searching anything to do with mounds plus Bahamas, shark mound came up. And if you want to search that as an image, it is fascinating. It was discovered by Ariel. And when you look down on it, considering it is shark-infested water, there's sand mounds that have formed the shape of a shark. And it is so clear. And I wondered, okay, was he had 9 hours, could he have decided, hey, sharks could kill her, why don't we just drive over there with the boat and I'll dump her at Shark Mound and wait for the sharks to eat her? So that's possible. I don't know how long it takes you to sail over there, but Shark Mound would be, I think, kind of west of where this Abaco Inn is, and you got to go straight into the ocean. If you're saying that there's an idea of Hopetown, it makes me wonder if he ended up going along the shore, close, followed the shore north, like as if he was on the west side of where Hopetown is, not the east side of Hopetown. He would be going up the west. I don't know if it's fair to say it's a peninsula. I'm just looking at a photo here. It looks like a little jutting of land. So it makes me think if he was going to take her off and go boating, I feel he's on the other side. So I don't know if that would be correct. I don't know that he went west to Shark Mound. Something tells me he still put her on land. And tuning into it when she gave me the image the other day saying, I'm at the mounds, I got this visual image that reminded me of the Murray type of images you'd see in Scotland with the rolling hills, not quite mountains. They can sometimes be low rolling hills, and you see many little hill and then another little hill and then another little hill and a nice horizon, and you see that darker shade, like of terrain in Scotland. It reminded me when she was showing me the mounds, I get this vision that it really does look like there's a lot of sand in this place, and the mounds are kind of rounded in two manners. I see that, like if you're coming up to the sand looks rounded itself in its own way. But there's this other way that I'm looking at the ground there, and it's almost like I see sand in round discs, and I don't know if it's sand or just dirt or the ground itself mixing in with sand, but I kind of feel like there's these round discs looking land. I don't know how else to explain it, because not like craters on the moon, but kind of like that, where it's like, oh, is that like it looks circular, like a crater on the moon is a little circular, if you know what I mean. So I'm comparing it to that, but it still looked like nice ground. Like it looked like, oh, like, and it's flat. Like it's not obviously mountainous. It looks like flat land to me with these little mounds. And what I believe he's done from the vision she showed me is, I would now suspect she's actually buried in sand. And when it's being shown to me, I'm looking at this going, there's something about this that reminds me that this is the easiest burial a murderer could do. Because I don't believe he's brought a shovel. Like, as crazy as that sounds, well, you know, he's still got to make a space for her, but there's this weird impression that I question, like, did you practically do this with your hands and your arms? Because if this is just sand, that's very easy to dig and maneuver one way or another. And he might not even be going way into the earth. The way these sand mounds that I'm seeing look, he could have slipped her in the side of one and buried her by the sand. Like, she might not literally be in the ground. He could have just slid her in by moving some sand out of the way. Like, remember how petite she is? It's really creepy. But I think he did something that simple, that he just buried her in sand. And made it that it's not exactly on the shore. Not exactly on the shore. Like, it can't, because he can't have water come up and wash it away and kind of go, whoops, there's her arm.
Right.
So that's kind of my impression, and it reminds me of low rolling mounds that are reminiscent of the Moors of Scotland. Call me nuts, but that's almost the impression that I'm getting. So I don't know if, you know, there's a darker place of Bahamas that it doesn't seem as, I don't know, like, I don't see tropical around it. I see this flat, rolling, sandy stuff. Low to the ground.
Right.
Rolling. Like, not coming up to your chin going, wow, that's such a big mound.
No.
It's not. It's like, I don't even think these mounds come up to your hips. You could just kind of see them around your knee, or, like, you know, you're walking through the area and you can still move around them.
Right.
That's my impression. So tucking her in sideways somewhere and just changing where the mound of the sand was, easy. Like, I just feel like, oh my God, like, did you do it just with your two forearms because you're so big and burly? There's almost something ridiculously simple, because what's crazy about this dude, you know, I think perpetrators still show who they are in all contexts of their crime, and this dude is quite a lazy you-know-what. So the quickest and easiest way he could do it, like, I'm surprised he didn't throw her to the sharks, because that would be it. Like, I think that would be a fast solution down there, quite frankly. But I don't know that he really did it, because I think he could have said, look, I'm going to make the story up that she went over in the 4-foot waves, so the last thing I can really have is them find her body exactly where I say it could be, because I did kill her, and I had to pinch her nose, and, you know, like, she fought back a little bit. You know, so if he really has her body on land in any way, there's still markings of a struggle. And honestly, I think there's something really bad around her wrist. I think he was, like, twisting her wrist as well, that he could have, like, she could have been trying to get away, and I think he snapped her wrist, believe it or not. I'm almost seeing that he could have snapped her wrist in trying to kind of go, you're not getting away with me. I'm smothering you right here and now. So creepy to me, but yeah. And man, once he decided, swear to God, it's shocking that he even waited as long as he did, which I think is still only like 7 days peculiar, like 10 days, 7 days. No way it was planned more than that. This was like, you're not leaving me.
Yeah.
He knew about, I feel he must have known about the text. Period. And simple as that, like, I do think he could have been the type to just grab her phone even when it's in her hands anyway and go, what are you doing today? Like, that's what it reminds me of, that he would have just, like, wanted to just grab her shit and know about it. Like, be in your face. I'm in your face. I want to know your business.
Right.
So that's what I see. Like, that he would have somehow known, and it's like, oh yeah, you're not leaving me. You're not leaving me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my take. Call me nuts, but I think she's in sandy mound in your thigh at
Right,
the most,
the
right?
thighs, yeah.
So bigger, what's creepy is, let's say, okay, this makes me see something then. This is creepy. Let's say he still had to utilize the dinghy to get rid of her body. Okay, what triggers me when I'm hearing this is, let's go back to when he's seen on the video coming out and going to the dinghy alone. How does he get the body to the dinghy eventually? But let's say he really does. He's got to get the body in the dinghy. However he does it, would it make sense that when he gets the dinghy to the boat that's anchored, he of course ain't bringing her back on the boat. He's leaving her in the dinghy, and don't they just tie the dinghy behind the boat? The dinghy just goes along the boat and they travel the boat forward?
Something like
dinghies work, or does he,
something.
right?
It just depends on them. Sometimes they're up above, and sometimes they're tied to the sides. I don't know exactly.
I'd be tempted to think, if that's really how he did it, it makes me question, did he leave her body in the dinghy? Because she's so petite, you just have to lay her down in it. And she's dead weight already. So she's probably weighing the dinghy down if it needs to travel behind the boat. And this is a sailing boat, right? He can go as slow as he wants, can he? Is it a sailing boat?
Yeah.
So if she's saying the mounds, how did I get, I'm at the mounds. That's my take for, like, just what I've gotten this week alone, combined with what I'm seeing in the saucer.
Yeah.
And what she showed me, that she really, my take is she's being smothered and crushed.
Wow.
So that's a lot to go on. I don't know, does any of that resonate with what you were getting?
Yeah, it's kind of uncanny. I don't always remember my readings, you know. I do think that there's an island involved, that he did something on one of the islands on the land. I don't know if it would be possible for him to have her dead body in that dinghy, because it would be dead weight, and it wouldn't, those things are so close to the water. I don't know how he would be able to do that.
Okay, well, don't worry. Don't tell me anything else. Yeah, don't tell me anything else.
All right, my fellow true crime lovers. That's all I'm going to report right now on Lynette, and I'm sure my sister and I will have a lot more to say about it. Good night.